travelers, to another episode of Hitchhiker's Guide to Ethical Non-Monogamy, ENM for short. I am your host, Ike, also known as Hito in other circles, and I'm happy to welcome you back to another episode. 2 weeks too late, but at least we got it out. And yes, this week I wanted to. This is gonna be more freestyle. Like I normally have like a set outline, but I feel like this one is not one you can really have outline. I'm just and the focus of today's episode is going to be about individuality, essentially keeping yourself while in the relationship with others. Um, Before we get into why this episode is, give you a quick update as to what's going on. I think the last time I recorded was about 2.5 weeks ago or so. Since then, your boy got a job. Yes, I'm happy. I'm excited because summer is about to be lit as hell. Like I already been having plans, but I like somewhat gave up on them because summer was too close, and you got to book flights, you got to do all these different things. It was just too close, and I'm like, let me just try to focus on like small trips, and bam, someone came through in the clutch, offer your boy a job in IT. And is it like 100K or something? No, it's not, but 50K in Texas, it'll take you a long way. And hopefully I can move up and become something more in the company I'm working with. Because I want to move into a software engineering space, and this is a software company. So, hey, I'm just glad I could finally like heave that sigh of relief. Because one thing that's very hard to do is be non-monogamous and broke. So that's what's been going on with me on that end. I have a few events I was invited to in order to like perform because I am on the BDSM side of things where I do top. I mean, hedonistic dom is one of my handles out in these interwebs. So I've been trying to go ahead and situate that. Need to finish the service agreement for something going on up in the summer. Don't want to give too like many specifics because I don't need the guy that might be coordinate this to just pop up and say, nope, it's canceled. And all of a sudden, all these people that got details from me ain't getting like the right details. So that's on him. I'm just gonna show up and do my thing for that. Um, and oh, sorry about that. I gotta recognize, to turn off certain devices. But no, beyond that, me and my lady, we are good. We have our ups and downs. Like, was this concept sparked because of our relationship? Just a little bit, because it's one of those things where I am good at being an individual. Like, I don't need a person, I want a person. Do I need help from people? Yes. But in aspects of relationship, I prefer to want somebody versus need somebody because that power dynamic doesn't really work out in the end more times than not. But overall, we're good. Have our normal like relationship disagreements, but it's nothing like chaotic where things need to end or anything of that nature. Because I understand I only got so much time left on this earth, and one of those things I'm not going to be doing is trying to revive something that is dead. And let me mute this because all of a sudden people want to bother your boy when he finally records. Bam, we got you muted. All right, we should be good. All right, but back to what I was saying. We're good. There's another person that I was just on and off. Like I'm trying to get more consistent, but the problem is when you are job hunting, your focus is on job hunting. So I do feel bad trying to get more consistent in regards to like calling her, finding out her schedule, because she got her own things to deal with. Like she has her own trials and tribulations. I just want to be there to like help and support her. So I gotta finish setting up my Notion app because I need a way to just be like, hey, when was the last time I contacted this person? Because the way ADHD work is hyper focus is almost like love bomb where I'm gonna be on you and then all of a sudden hyper focus fades and then it's like, yo, what's going on here? So I gotta get more consistent with that. And just general connections and I've been making because again, one of the reasons why I do enjoy this aspect of non-monogamy is because I get to be my true authentic self with everyone. Like it's not always a I gotta plot and connive it for you to love me, or I gotta plot and connive to get you in bed, or because some of my best friends are women where there was no intention of, hey yo, I want to do a thing and get you to do that thing with me. Like, no, it's just genuine. Like, hey, if the vibes are right, the vibes are right, and I'm not forcing the vibes to be a thing. Like, I feel like more times than not, in my monogamous time, some of the relationships that I was pushing was because it was something you had to do. Um, but that's what's been going on with me these past couple weeks. In Houston, I've been traveling to Houston too much. That's the reason why my recording's been off, because I went to Houston for Spank Fest. I went to Houston for a very good friend's burlesque show where she killed it. Um, I think I went to Houston for something else. Like shit, I might as well move to Houston at this point. But Houston's just too big for no reason. So part of me is like, why move there? But yeah, I y'all heard me since episode 1 till now. But and yeah, will always be on repeat. Now let's get to the episode where we're going to talk about individuality. I call this title "You Don't Have to Lose Yourself" because whenever we get into a relationship, it's melding two individuals into somewhat form of one. Like you're taking two ideologies and you're smashing them together to be something that's cooperative. And sometimes, if you are not a strong enough personality or even have a strong baseline, you can get lost in the relationship and get lost in your partner. And when that happens, you begin to like neglect friends and family. You essentially your identity becomes that relationship. And personally, I don't believe that should ever be the case. I really think that you have to be your own self and you're contributing yourself to the relationship, not changing yourself for it. Because one of the big things that happen in any relationship, find me a person that says I'm lying, and I'm in a genuine relationship. We're not talking like forced marriages or some things like that. Find me a person that gets into a new relationship and they are not like the elated over that relationship. Like that is new relationship energy. I talked about it before and I'm talking about it again because it's a real thing. It's that rush of joy you get because out of a sea of where we are now, 8 billion people, there's this one person for me, and this person cares about me, and this person loves me, and I love this person. And it's all rainbows and unicorns, and you're always just happy. And there's nothing wrong with being happy about that, because finding a person for you is hard enough. So when you find it, you gotta celebrate it. But I feel that when in a non-monogamous space, that new relationship energy comes in because you have another dynamic outside your initial one. You have to be careful because you could end up neglecting your partner because of someone brand new. But then also on the reverse side, you can't neglect your new partner because of something they have established. That's where your you being you is coming. That's where you being you comes in handy. You as an individual, it's when you understand yourself and your partner understands who you are, it's easier for them to feel comforted that you won't like fly away with someone else or disappear. You like for me, I make sure I express when I first started dating my anchor partner that I'm not going to be the source of your happiness. It sounds dickish. Look, Capricorns are not mean. Let me just say that real quick. Capricorns aren't mean. But that was the very first thing I said before we got together because I am not supposed to be the source of your happiness. I am here to amplify it, to add to it, to take it to higher heights. But I'm not meant to be the source. Like, I can't control your feelings. Like, that's too much power for me to have because if I can control your happiness, I can control your sadness, I can control your rage. And me, I'm not gonna let someone have that control over me. Like if I'm having a sad day, I'm not gonna put it on my partner that I have a sad day. I'm gonna put it on the day and see what I can do myself to get elated and seek assistance from my partner. But I'm not gonna just go to my partner and I'm having a bad day, make it better. That's not my job in this. That's not my role in this. And again, relationship anarchy. We discuss what we are to each other, what we do. What I don't do is I'm not a court jester. I'm here to be your partner and have your back. We ride together, we fly together because why we die alone. And that's like the big part of establishing my own individuality that with her so that she understood, oh, this is Ike, my partner. This is who he is. This is what he does. I don't need I don't need a fictional character created for my partner to like look at. I don't need a third party that I have to keep an act up for, because that will get tiring and eventually that will fade away, and I'm still going to just be left as Ike. And that's the person I always want to keep no matter what the relationship is. Now, that is not to say that you can't be in a relationship where a person makes you better. That's actually one of the best relationships, where you make each other better, because it means you're constantly learning and evolving and growing with each other. And that's a great relationship to have. Not all relationships will be that way. Some people are older, like they're already established in their ways. They are either the best slash worst person that they will be, and they will find their best slash worst person for them at a time. Like not everyone, will have the luxury of growing with their partner, because sometimes, like at some point, you stop growing. But that doesn't mean that you don't stop learning. Like you can still learn things that make your partner happy, sad. You can still learn new things together. You can explore together. So that was a real roundabout way to say make sure that you stay you no matter the relationship, so that way things are consistent. Because like one other thing that kind of comes to me is you got to make sure you have people outside your relationship. For me, I got my family, I got my friends, I got people that I talk to for various things, but these are the pillars that help support me. And that's a part of being an individual, that you have others that you can go to. It sounds like an oxymoron. Like, oh, to be an individual, you need people. Like, I'm. It sounds a little weird, but hear me out. So, if let's say I have my partner. All of my struggles, all of my pain, all of my happiness, all of my sadness is put towards one person. That's like building a house on a foundation that is just one single pillar. And it could be the best pillar in the world. I mean, all the technology, all the science, it is the strongest pillar you will ever see. But at some point, after some weathering all of that, the pillar will crack. The pillar might fall. Heck, the house might tilt off the pillar because it can't just secure and hold up everything. That's why you need other pillars below to keep things stable. And if you rely on your partner for all of that, not only are you kind of not, you're essentially not even your own individual. It's almost as if you're not an individual in yourself. Like you are relying on another for everything. And that's not how any of these relationships should be. Like you should be able to honestly reach, if my lady had a problem with me, it would be a little weird if she's always coming to me first, especially if it's that good fresh rage where it's like, oh, I'm so sick that you did this, only to come back later. I was like, oh, I thought about it. Okay, it really wasn't that bad. Like, you got to have that friend that you can either vent to or conference with, because if your problem is with your partner and the only person you talk to is your partner, you got no other way to kind of take time to break down or see if you're tripping, see if they're tripping. Like you don't have another additional outlet. And I do find that to be very important to you being an individual. Like there's a reason. Like my friends are cool with my lady, and in this sense, a couple of them are friends with her. But I'm not seeing. But I still have friends on the individual level. Like for instance, if me and her, knock on wood, were to ever break up, my friends are still my friends. This isn't an either or like situation. There is people that are my people. And of course there's some people that'll be our people. We go out, we drink, we have fun. Yes. And will things be awkward? Of course. No matter how amicable the split, it'll be a little awkward, exits in the same space with the same friends. But it's still like a balance because I still have people outside of the shared friendships. And your partner, and in this instance, she should have her friends where she can go to, because things can end at any time. And if you're not an individual, if you don't have your own things, then when that relationship is broken, you will have to start from scratch and discovering who you are. And that is the worst thing to do, especially after years in a relationship, especially if you're in like 30s, 40s. Like, it's too late for you to try to build up someone brand new. I mean, you could always start over at any time, but why waste your time when you could have done it early? That's all I'm saying. So that's like my. Like, this is gonna be a short episode. I'm not gonna take too much of y'all time, but no, that's just a thought I had because I feel at times I am risking my individuality, and I feel like that is a battle that we all go through. Because there are some things that we change about ourselves, be it for a person or for a purpose, and we feel like, oh, I'm no longer being myself. And that could be a good thing or a bad thing. That's the scary part in regards to trying to like balance this individuality thing while in a dynamic with another person or people's, and it still is just very important because all the relationships, no matter platonic, romantic, sexual, there's got to be some aspect where you are bringing yourself into the fold. It's not just strictly, oh, hey, I'm going to be whatever you want me to be, mold me, I'm your clay. Because I operate in the BDSM space. Dom in certain circles. I do top in various aspects, rope, impact, etc. If a sub was to come to me, that sub has to be their own individual. They can't come to me and say, hey, do as you please, I am clay. No, they have to know their boundaries. They have to know what it is they are seeking, what they want to feel, what they want. There's a lot that they have to come in as an individual. It's not just simply mold me, I'm clay. Now, there are some dynamics like that. We can go into talking about slave masters, but you can hear that on the Big Letter, Little Letter podcast that I do with Jam. And yeah, there are some dynamics where it's a 24/7, like, yeah, I do whatever he wants. But before that happened, they had the discussion, they had negotiation. She was an individual that understood her boundaries, wants, and desires and expressed that as an individual. And that Dom, as an individual, took that information in and willingly consented to providing what it is this person required. And that's on an individual basis, because as a Dom, if someone came up to me, do whatever, I have to be an individual and realize, no, I don't like that, or that, so it's a no-go. Because I still got to keep my own individuality, even though I am serving in a different role for a different purpose. And that just goes across the board. So that's all I just wanted to go ahead and cover and talk about, because I do find that we can sometimes lose ourselves in the relationship, in another person, especially one that is magnetic, someone that is fine, that we are like, I can't believe I got this beauty in my bed. Like, and you can get lost in it. I have gotten lost in it before. I'm not over here acting like I have all the answers. Again, this is the Hitchhiker's Guide to E&M. Guess who was the hitchhiker and ended up needing some guidance? This guy. So it's all a learning experience. I just hope that what I'm sharing right now is helpful to somebody. But like I said, I wasn't going to keep y'all long. This was going to be a short episode. I wanted to at least get more compact episodes done. I don't need this thing to be in 45 minutes to an hour every time. But yeah, I'll make sure I'll be back. I know next week I want to talk about communication, different communication styles and everything, whether long distance relationship or even if you were in the same room. I do want to go ahead and talk about that next week. So be sure to tune in. Again, if you have any questions, concerns, you want to jump on and we could talk on whatever you want to talk on in regards to E&M, go ahead and email me at hitchhikersguide to enm@gmail.com. You can also follow me on Instagram at Hitchhiker's Guide to Hitchhiker's Guide to E&M, as well as I'm on YouTube. This podcast will be in video form. I'm getting a little better with the editing, but it's still a little rough, so don't judge me too much. I didn't go to school for some video stuff, but follow me on YouTube, Hitchhiker's Guide to E&M. And yeah, be sure to subscribe, like, comment, because you know, your boy, he want to get some of that YouTube greenery too. I'm just saying, I will be blunt about it, you know. Line my pockets up too. All right, travelers, I will go ahead and wrap it up here. And yeah, just make sure you look both ways before you cross these A&M streets, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye.